Okay, so every winter I do battle with rabbits. They eat all of my plantings. So every year I'm buying $400 worth of plants and putting them along the back deck. They poop all over. And actually one of my biggest concerns now is my little puppy. We bought a puppy, and if he eats the poops, he will get worms. So as you can see, there's rabbit droppings all over the back. They just sit here and destroy my bushes. I don't know if you can see all that, but it is absolutely horrific. It's about 10 degrees below zero right now, and I put fencing up on each one, and this is what happens if the fencing gets taken away. They absolutely destroy my bushes and nibble all the bark away no matter what you do. This is all them trampling this down. So I got a major bunny problem. All the way in here, there's tons of poop. So what I did is I created a trap, and I actually caught one. I will show you how I built the trap. It's a humane way of doing it. I actually have a neighbor that is going to eat them. He got covered with snow. Here's one trap. Actually, there's a bunny in there. He got snowed on last night, so anyway, I set these traps up, and we got one. There's all the poop. And there's the rabbit. Here's more poop. It's just ridiculous. Your dog will eat this and get worms. But we got one, and I'll show you how we did it. Okay, YouTube. I said I was going to show you how I made the rabbit traps. I just dragged them in because I got to throw some more apples on them. These, as you can see, are very, very old. I've been using them for years. What I did is basically I've got two pieces of plywood, top and bottom, just cheap old wood screws. I quick make them. You don't want to have $50 invested in the stupid things. They're actually better than the Have-A-Heart metal traps, because those you have to drop a brick on them to get them to go off. But what it is it's a top and a bottom, and then two sides, kind of like table legs. I routed a channel inside the front piece. You see it from the top. Check it out a little bit better. And this is where the door will slide up and down. And on the roof of it, you just attach a mouse trap that'll act as your lever. So when it's set, and I'll show you how that works, it'll hold the pin in this hole, and it's attached through a rope. Actually, I use fishing leaders. I used to use pieces of coat hanger, but when a mouse jiggles the end of this, the trap would snap its neck. But this one will actually pull a string backwards towards that end of the trap, and when it pulls that pin, the door will drop. And I typically get quite a few of them. The door just looks like this. I've got these upside down. That's how you set them. You lay them down like this, and this is the pin setup right here. And all it is a piece of coat hanger around a bolt. These are cable ties for coaxial cable or cable mounts, and this little wire right here, this gets looped through the bait end of the trap and hangs like so when the trap is right side up. There's an apple that gets attached to this end of it. So, and I've got one set up next to this trap. But how this works is when they pull on the apple to eat it, it pulls that pin out and the door will slide down. Kind of, oh, this one's sitting. I got sick of playing around with all the little metal pieces. I will tell you that the mouse traps only last a season or two because they tend to corrode. But here is a setup that, and both of them work. These were the ones in the yard. You can still see the grass frozen to it. But this one, I don't know how well you can see this, but it's already set, and from the little mouth or the little bait portion, there's a hook. And I'm holding this phone so you can see the hook just hanging there, but it actually, when there's the weight of an apple, it will hang down. And so, obviously this is going to touch my hand, but here, I'll just grab it. When it sets, it'll drop like so. That's pretty much it. I mean, these are not that difficult to make. I will tell you that the beefier the door, the better. I used Luan on this one. It's only been 2 years and it's pretty crappy already. It's not thick, and the weather really takes its toll on the wood. This one, you get a much more defined slop, heavier or slam down. You know, it weighs a lot more. This, a lot of times the wind will move it around, and the fit isn't that great. It all warps. It fits. It's, you know, it's built like a custom box. When you take it out there, and then it gets wet, swells up, warps, and you got to sand this side, and you make quick little fixes to keep it working. But obviously this is a more lethal way of, or a humane way of catching them, and can be lethal if you just shoot them when they're in there. My daughter and I let them go very, very far away. So I don't know. I hopped onto YouTube and saw a couple of guys' ideas, and this is what I came up with, and it's working great. Just chicken wire, or this is that rabbit wire you buy at the hardware store. It's nice. You can cut it real clean just with a wire snips. But anyway, hopefully this will help somebody that's got some rabbits eating up all their bushes like mine. So there you go. I got to get these baited and get them back out there. So thanks for looking. Bye.